Without a doubt, the talk of wrestling this week is Jax Forest, the high school junior, rising senior who just made the senior world team. An unbelievable accomplishment and beating the pound for pound number one wrestler in America, Vito Arujau, 2023 world champ, 2024 world bronze. And Jax beat him in two straight matches. And a lot of discussion about Jax's future came out after this incredible victory, sort of unprecedented. And I say unprecedented, and then you remember a month ago, PJ Duke basically did the same thing, beating Yanni Dakamohalis while still in high school and making the senior world team. So an incredible time. But with Jax, the difference between Jax and PJ, Jax has one more year of high school eligibility. And so a discussion started online on Twitter about, hey, should Jax just skip his senior year and just focus on training? And there's pros and cons for everything for Jax. But when you consider Jax's current training situation, I think messing with it, changing it, or even foregoing his final year of high school altogether could potentially be a mistake. I think there's like I said, benefits for both. But here's one thing I'll remind you. Jax Forest's high school training situation is not common. It's not the usual. It's not the norm at all. This is not like when Chance Marsteller wrestled for Kennerdale High School in kind of remote Pennsylvania, non-traditional thing. He's the best wrestler on the team, but not only that, he's running the practices. He's the coach and having to drive a long way to get tough training partners. Jax Forest gets to train every day with Bo Bassett, with Sam Herring, Melvin Miller. These are some of the best wrestlers in the country. Great coaching. He's got access to young guns with Coach Jody Stripmatter, the best club coach in the country. So his training situation back in Pennsylvania is a big part of why Jax is where he is today, why he was been able to wrestle in Who's Number One and win every single time, and why he's been able to make previous age level world teams and win Super 32 and everything in between. He's done that primarily training out of Pennsylvania. He made the world team training a lot out of that same situation in Pennsylvania. So it's not like he's really lacking for that partners, the pushing. Now, should he wrestle his senior year at high school? I think there's a lot of reasons to do that as well, because I think the rhythm of competition is a real benefit. And I think we maybe saw a little bit of that in the Jax versus Vito match. Vito had not wrestled since October, recovering from injury. And I think, health aside, Vito would have benefited from having some competition and probably would have liked to, but was unable to. And I think for Jax, the fact that he's always preparing, always frequently competing and getting to assess and evaluate his skills at his age right now, I think has real benefit. I think there's benefit to, even if he wrestles at Super 32 and Ironman and Powerade and Pennsylvania State Championships. And he's still going to be tested in these tournaments. There's some really, really tough competition at this national level circuit that Bishop McCourt wrestles, right? They don't have a weak schedule by any means. And the elite of the elite high school is a pretty close approximation to some of college tournaments. There's a lot of Super 32 champs. Put it this way, there's a lot of high college NCAA qualifiers that couldn't win Super 32 this year, as that's how high the elite level of high school wrestling is. Now, the other side of the coin, if Jax just moved to Stillwater now and just trained there extensively, full-time, whatever, would there be benefits to that, to training with the Cowboys, to training with the RTC? I think that's without a doubt the case as well, and I think we saw the benefits of that at the Final X Wrestle Off as well, right? He's been able to spend extended chunks of time down in Stillwater, training with the Cowboys, preparing for competitions, training with Dayton, training with Roman and all the partners out there. There's obviously benefit to that. But I think the final point is one that's kind of not wrestling related. And maybe this is a little sentimental, but there's only one senior year of high school. And after that, at that point for Jax and for probably all of you that have graduated high school, you know that after you graduate high school and you kind of set off on your own, you never get that back. You never get that year back. You never get that year with your family. It's never quite like that again, right? Where you get not just the senior year milestones and the dances and the competition, state tournament and graduation and all the fun that goes along with that, but just that time at home, that time with the family, that's a pretty special thing too, right? And once you go, once you're gone, once you're in Oklahoma State, you never it never comes back, right? You never really get that opportunity again. So I think given the incredible training opportunity that Jax has at Bishop McCourt with young guns and the people around Pennsylvania, with sprinkling in, I would presume, still some trips to Stillwater, Oklahoma, where he could train, whatever. I think that still makes a lot of sense. Now, there is door number three, which I don't think or in no way think is being considered, but it's something I think we will see at some point, which is a reclassification of a high school wrestler to graduate early and go to college a year earlier. Now, if you can graduate with your credits or whatever, this is an option that's available to wrestlers. Now, it's kind of the opposite track we see for high school wrestlers, where more frequently you're seeing wrestlers take that year off or and hold back, and they're a little older for graduating. They graduated at 19 or even in some cases 20 years old from high school, where being a little bit older has some advantages, and you pursue that. But when you get to the level like Jax is at, the idea of reclassifying and just, yeah, Jax wrestling for Oklahoma State next year, I think we're going to see that someday because these kids are so ready to go. And you may see someone say, well, I don't really need that last year of high school, right? I'm ready to enroll right now. I don't know when we'll see it, but it would be a fascinating thing. There's no doubt, there's no question that someone like Jax, someone like Marcus Blaze or PJ Duke last year, those guys would have been ready to step into D1 lineups last year. And I think it's only a matter of time before we see one wrestler take the plunge and say, you know what, I'm not even going to do my senior year. I'm going to college next year. Interesting times in wrestling, an exciting time to be a wrestling fan with these young superstars like Jax, like Marcus, like PJ Duke, Bo Bassett, on and on. It's a fun thing, and the microscope has been put on high school wrestling and how these kids develop. It's been fun to watch them get better and better, and I can't wait to see where the sport goes over the next couple of years and how many more Jax Forest, PJ Dukes we end up seeing on the high school stage.